Hey guys, welcome to another edition of Stock Talk. Today is April 10th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Now, yesterday we saw a major sell-off in the last hour of trading. But what happened last night? The Chinese president came out, said, "Oh, we're open to trade. We're going to open up our industries." And the futures, the stock indices reacted positively. It went up 200 to 300 points at the time. It even, if you guys take a look at 4/YM on the 5-day chart, it went over its previous intraday high, right? It actually peaked over the previous intraday high when the news came out. So what am I saying? Well, I'm saying I can predict the news from now on. If the stock market is going down, I'm going to say trade tensions have reemerged. But if the stock market is going up, I'm going to say trade tensions have eased and investors are calmer. All right, joking aside, let's take a look at SPY on the 180-day chart. So SPY on the 180-day chart is still showing a downtrend. Now, we may be uncertain as to where we will go today or tomorrow. I'll talk to you more about this later, but it's undoubtable that we are making lower highs, and at this time we can see that we're making higher lows. So what can we say for certain as well? We are currently under the red line and the green line. The red line is the 200 simple moving average. The green line is the 150 simple moving average. So we are still in a bearish territory. Now, another thing to identify is this is the potential resistance, which is 266.90 on the SPY. What are we seeing? We're seeing the two SMAs moving closer to the resistance. So this is going to be a massive test for SPY at that point. Okay. Will it break the resistance? I mean, it might, right? I mean, nothing's for certain, but I feel like it will not be able to break the resistance. And you might ask, well, why is that the case? Didn't the stock market just went up 430 points? Isn't this like a bull flag pattern? Aren't we going back up and in the near term? So yes, we're kind of going back up in the very, very near term, maybe tomorrow, let's say, right? Because we are making higher lows, as you can see from this slanted line. But like I've said in the past few videos, here is the current downtrend. We've tested the bottom pretty much once, right? We had a reversal candle here, and there's a reversal doji here. But we really never got a confirmation. We really never got a major sell-off to retest that low. Usually, what we have to see is this big sell-off and this big pushback showing that this, in fact, is the bottom of this downtrend. We have not had this kind of test yet. So today, if you guys take a look, intraday, yes, because of the news, we got pulled up like 200 to 300 points, but we had some large fluctuation swings throughout the first 4 hours. We had some fluctuations through the second 4 hours as well. That's why the markets currently are a little uncertain. Now, if you guys were looking at the trend I had up yesterday, you guys might have wondered, well, what happened to this resistance line, right? Well, didn't you have this resistance line? How did you remove that? Well, what happened today? Yes, we broke above this resistance line, but we didn't see a surge above this resistance line. We just kind of trickled ourselves past that resistance line. And taking a look at the volume, this pretty much confirms it. We had these green bars represent lower volume day, right? This is a lower volume day compared to this major sell-off day. This is a lower volume day to this green day, right? So we're having a lower volume and we kind of trickled up. All these factors combined tell me that in my opinion, we are not done with this downtrend yet. All right, now let me just show you guys. Let me remove this study first so I won't get confused. And I'm going to show you something side by side that I also see. I've been seeing this for the past couple of days. So I'm going to remove all of my studies right here. So I'm going to compare SPY on the top versus TVIX, which tracks volatility. It's volatility ETF on the bottom. I'm going to show you this on the 1-day chart. So I'm going to do this really quick and just show you, zoom in on what happened today. guys can see this clearly. And all right. So let's take a look. When SPY opened today, we saw a sell-off, right? And people were maybe a little nervous that we might start losing all of our gains again today. Let's take a look at sell-off. So let's just look at track the market open to its low. That was a 0.35% decrease. Let's take a look at what happened to volatility during that time. So volatility went up 4%. Let's think. If SPY only went down, what, 0.3% and volatility went up 4%, what does volatility want to do? It wants to go up. The trend, the force, in my opinion, is with volatility. Now let's take a look at some other trends. When SPY started recovering and it started going up, look how much it went up. It went from this low to around 265, right? What happened here, down here, to the volatility? Yes, it went down, but as SPY went up, the volatility went up. Is that strange? Okay, let's take a look at another thing. Okay, then SPY automatically came down and we had a volatility spike. And then it kind of recovered. When it recovered more to the halfway point, what happened to the volatility? Yes, it came down, but you guys can see, it's undeniable that we are still making higher lows at that point. When SPY is going crazily up and down, volatility is still moving up. Now, the only trend that we see from here on out is, yes, we're making higher lows over here on the latter portion of SPY, but did volatility really dip this much today? Honestly, no. It went down 4.72% today, but comparatively speaking, when Dow went up 500 points, 428 points at one point, we did not lose as much ground as we could, showing that volatility is still potentially a good play. All right, so let's go back and put all our studies back. Load studies, and okay. So this is what I'm seeing in the near term and in the long term. Now, another ETF that I'm eyeing, because it's kind of following the stock market. When the market goes down, this ETF goes up. Which one is it? It's DRIP. Now, DRIP lost 12.37% today. And we can see that DRIP has had a higher low, or lower high, and a lower low. So you might be thinking, well, what is going on? Why are you telling me to, I'm not telling you to invest in anything. Okay, that's the first thing. And the second thing is we are at its support. DRIP support identified is around $11.10. And so would you have invested here when it was coming down? Well, I hope not. But would you have invested in this 4-hour candle when it was pulling back up? That would be a potential buy at that point, because this is a potential reversal signal at the support. So let's take a look at the 1-minute chart. We can see that it came down, but yes, we did reverse back up when volatility kind of went back up again. So DRIP is another play that I see in the near future, whether it's tomorrow or the day after. It could regain, because it's oversold, it could regain some of that back in the near future. All right, so one last thing I want to talk to you guys is my TVIX position. So today, let's take a look at the 1 day. When it kind of went up, volatility went up, and then it came back down, I sold half of my position at $10.04. So if you guys recall that I bought in at $9.79 yesterday, I sold it at $10.04. Yeah, I made some good profit, but I mean 2.5% or something like that. But it's not that much, but profit's profit, right? So that's one thing. Another thing is I kept the other half of my position because volatility has a huge chance to go up. Like I said earlier, if we do in fact test the 255 to 256, that could be my insurance or my cushion, so that when the stock market goes down, I will have some cushion to leverage my other positions if I do have any. So my only position right now is my TVIX volatility position. So, all right, guys, that's my analysis for today. Like if you like this video. If you didn't like it, I hope you like it in the future. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Happy trading, and go out and make some money.